Hello, welcome to Epic Flail News. I'm the reporter Paul North. Today I'm joined by Gavin Beckett, leader of the National Rail Union, and Brett Wilkie, director of the People's Liberation Front. Gavin Beckett, why are you disrupting my week?
I'm disrupting your week because I want a day off to play games.
I knew it!
Yeah, sorry.
The whole strike is occurring because you need to prep for the weekend.
I need to prep for the weekend, mate. It's some sacrifices need to be made.
Well, welcome to the show. Good to see you both. How are we doing?
Yeah, good.
Good.
Doing well.
Yeah.
Getting games in?
Apart from strikes, yeah, I'm good.
Apart from strikes,
Ticking along nicely. Can't complain.
You love a good strike. We won't get too political though.
No,
we don't want to upset people. I don't believe politics should be too ingrained in something fun like this. But yeah, have you guys gone game wise? Any events, any tourneys, any practice games or anything in the past?
So the last game I played was against Brett after our last cast.
Oh
no, that's not true. I played Peter actually. I played Peter
since.
Yeah.
Peter. How did it go?
Racking up the games.
Oh yeah, absolutely smashing those 2 games in.
Was I right with my prediction? Did Brett win on clock?
Yeah. So I clocked first, and then Brett clocked after. Yeah.
I clocked first, and Brett clocked after. Oh, so you came second. Oh, that sounds
I
alright.
came second in a game of 2. It was brilliant. Yeah.
It was a close second. There was only 23 minutes in it.
Exactly.
23 minutes.
I think maybe 22.
Did you try and assassinate him?
It was a good game. So we played a bit of a list chicken thing going on.
I actually left my clock running to go and make a cup of tea to try and even it out a little bit, but it didn't help.
It didn't help, no. Well, I lost on scenario, really, after clock.
Bless you.
Yeah. So I lost on clock first, then lost on scenario after that.
Oh, well, these things happen, mate.
I had to throw a mammoth away, right, just to contest. That was good. A good contesting piece of mammoth. Throw it in front of 3 heavies. It's a good way of not losing on scenario.
It is, that'll do it.
Yeah.
And still lost on scenario.
And then still lost.
Well,
I delayed it for a turn, so it got delayed for a turn. So obviously then clocked and then lost the scenario as well. Yeah.
Listen, these things happen, mate. And to be fair, it was predicted. It was foreseen. Something like that.
The writing's on the wall. Yeah.
Announcement-wise, thanks to everyone who watched the last cast. Went down really well. We had loads of nice feedback, created a bit of discussion. So thanks to everyone that watched the show. Appreciate it. And we've had the positive vibe just keeps coming in the UK. There's a few people that have started up again that we're aware of. One person that I'm not going to mention. I'll let the community process it in their own time when it's announced. But some old school characters coming back to the game, which is cool.
Make it like it sound like someone's coming out or something in Pride Month.
Well,
it is Pride Month. Yeah.
It is Pride Month.
Yeah.
Listen,
this is the time to announce.
I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it in their hands. I'm doing the right thing. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's for me to disclose.
What did happen after our last podcast? I'm not saying that this is due to us. I'm not saying that at all. But,
no, do. It was definitely.
It was us. Yeah, 100%. We made it happen. Yeah. PP put out their Prime Class Plus, so there was a nice little video came out with some cheeky little things that are coming out as well. So new K-Door tank looks really cool. I like that.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, hey, people in the
Space Marines, they look all right.
The Space Marines. Signar Space Marines, yeah, they do
look like Colonial Marines, don't they? I'm just waiting for them to start hatching some eggs and...
Listen, when the Scorn bugs are good, you'll see them versus them on table. Yeah.
Could be a game.
They'll never be good. So what are we chatting about today then, gents? Brett, what have we got on the agenda? What have you guys been breaking down and thinking about in the past week?
So we're going to have a little look at what's the meta with the UK Hordes and Warmachine scene. And as a catalyst for that, we're going to have a little a look over or use as our information source the lists for the Walsall team event that's taking place this coming weekend. So those lists are all available on Conflict Chamber. I know we'll be flashing a few of them up on the cast as we go along to talk over some of those. But again, I think this is a really nice opportunity to give people an overview of what perhaps the UK meta looks like. If you're just thinking about getting back into some tournament gaming, or you just want to look at the list you've got on War Room at home and see how they compare to what people that are going to tournaments, what they look like. So we've got a bit of an overview. We'll have a bit of a chat about that. And then I think we're not going to go through all the lists. If you want to do that, go and listen to Chaos Spawn. They've done a pretty comprehensive review of it. Go and listen to Fishcord. Those guys have done a pretty comprehensive review of the lists.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a slightly different take on things. I think what we've done is actually look through and pick out some real standout lists in terms of this looks awesome, this looks really fun to play, this would look like a real spectacle on the board. So we've gone for sort of fun and spicy headlines rather than a list-by-list critique.
Yeah, I really couldn't do 2.5 hours of talking about this, I'm sorry. No, just couldn't do it.
Unlucky, that's
you
what
could do
you're in
2.5
for.
hours of talking about your list.
Oh, yeah, I'd talk about my list for 2.5 hours, definitely.
You spent about an hour over your death clock the other day talking about your list. That's why
it was important. It was
I
important.
knew he'd do that on his clock as well. You get that on the opponent's clock and distract him with your chat. Do you know what I mean? Have I taught you nothing?
You told me what not to do, yeah.
Wow. Harsh.
It deployed, and I basically opened with a question. So how fast can your caster go? And that took 15 minutes as he explained everything that.
Shocking, Brett. Shocking.
Terrible behaviour. Cool. So you guys have dived into the list. I've got them up on the screen so people can see it. Do you want to? Who wants to start? Do you want to? How many of you pulled out each? How many have you got?
Well, should we start with a big overarching view and little look into generally what people are taking?
Yeah, go for it.
So, in terms of some rough approximations and maths, having glanced over the lists and keeping track of these things, as a guide, and we did a little bit of this for the Welsh Masters. So if you've listened back to that cast as well, you start to build a pretty comprehensive picture. But it looks like on average most lists have got 2 lights in their battle group. We've got around 4 heavies per list, half a gargantuan or colossal, a third, so 0.3 battle engine, and then about 1 Archon per list. So as a guide, if you're trying to visualize the sorts of things that you might be seeing, and that's sort of how it's mapping out. For me, I think I was maybe quite surprised by the Archon figures. I don't know whether I was anticipating them to be a bit higher, and it's definitely skewed those figures. There's a few sort of lists that have got 3 or 4 Archons in them. The minions list, the Signar list, those types of things. Yeah. So they've either gone Archon hard or just none at all. That was one of the things that jumped out at me. And so 4 heavies per list. That's a lot of heavies.
It is. That is a lot of heavies. So yeah, I think that's one of the standout stats that you've quoted there, like 4 heavies. So if you want to start to think about what you want to build for, maybe in the UK meta, start maybe thinking about heavies. What are you going to do about those, especially ones that can threaten a long way?
And I think it immediately sort of dictates a little bit your list building, right? So immediately I've got to make sure my list has got an answer to, if not cracking armor, certainly chewing through a high number of boxes. So immediately we're saying there's going to be 120 odd damage points on the board, in terms of just the heavy war beasts or warjacks that are there. So have I got the capacity to work my way through that effectively? That's not factoring in all the other things that are in and around there, are there? But I think you certainly need to be bringing something that can deal with what do we think? Armor 22, 21?
Well, yes, okay, some instances, yeah, 22, maybe 24 if you're living. But I don't know. The thing is, a lot of those heavies are represented by Legion and Circle. So
Kador.
Yeah, okay, so Kador just definitely skews the list numbers, but they're not massively represented, and surprisingly so, as a faction.
There's 2 of the Karchev list, right? I think I saw 2 when we did the sheets today.
Yeah, I think 1 for each. So 5 Kador players out of the 40 that are going to the event.
Yeah.
And 2 Crix players out of the 40 going to the event.
Yeah.
So yeah, out of 14 lists, 2 Karchevs.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
It's annoying because I spent a lot of time.
We spent hours talking about it.
Yeah, a lot of time trying to.
Brett started playing Kador just to try and work it out. That's how serious he's taking it.
Yeah, I feel let down by all the Kador and Crix players not turning up and taking Karchev too. Yeah.
Dan in the chat says, cheers, Brett. Fishcore Dodge talking about their own teams, though. The cowards. I guess. Yeah, fair play. Cowards. And then also
They didn't
said,
talk
rest
about
in
their
peace,
own
Archon
teams.
Meta.
That's shocking.
We won't miss you.
Don't
Terrible.
worry, we'll talk about their lists.
Yeah,
should we just go hard on their list?
We'll just make this podcast about.
Yeah.
Let's just look at
change of plan.
Change of plan. Let's just review their lists.
Brett, both of you, how representative of the general meta were it? Because this was a difficult thing for me to do, and that's why I'm taking more of like a backseat, ask questions, nudge you guys along, than giving any strong opinion. Because I'm back too soon to have like a solid grasp on the meta. So when you were looking through these lists, how typical were they of just the general situation in the UK at the moment?
Yeah, I don't feel as though numbers are a million miles off sort of what I would have predicted, to be honest. I think about my own lists, and I'm probably about bob on right in that middle of that standard deviation, and I'm a median player, if you like. I'm right in the middle. I'm 4 heavies, 2 lights in one of my lists. I've got 2 Archons across my 2 lists, so that averages out at 1 Archon per list. So I'm my lists probably feel quite representative of those figures. And when I think about the games I've been playing recently, maybe people have had 5 heavies, but then the next game I played someone with 3 heavies, and so the figures are definitely in and around those numbers. I guess some of the standouts that are away from that curve, there's a Haley 3 trenches list in there that's still only got 1 light and 1 heavy and a load of infantry. There's the Madrak lists, for example, that perhaps are running 1, perhaps 2 heavies.
If you can remember the names, Brett, let's say the names and I'll get them up. If not, don't worry if you can't.
It's not off the top of my head.
It's fine if you can't. It's all right.
But the Madrak lists are obviously full of infantry, aren't they? And then supported by just a couple of beasts, for example. So there's definitely a few outliers. And equally, then if you want to go up above that, you've got some of the Legion lists that have got maybe 5 or 6 heavies. Some of the Kadol lists again are up in and around the 6. But as an average, it feels about right. What are your thoughts from like the Welsh?
Yeah, so
reflect that.
I would think so, definitely. So obviously the Welsh is really the only large UK event we've had, really, since we've opened back up. So that's probably the only sort of basis.
Closing back down again, thanks to you.
Right.
So I won't mention it again. I'm not annoyed at all.
Of course not, mate. Of course not. You're in London, mate. You're fine.
It's anyway, disaster. What are you on about? We can't go anywhere for like a week.
It's transport for London that makes completely different.
We're not going there.
Anyway, so with the Welsh being the only other big one, really. So I would compare it to that and say it's.
What about the actual list? I know we're not going to go into detail that now, and we're going to talk about a later cast. But like just in terms of the diversity. No. I mean the list that you saw, and I know you're going to talk about some which jumped out, which is what we want to get into. But generally, are these lists? When people look on Conflict Chamber, is that a decent little study of
definitely. I think it's a good representation of where we're at the moment. Especially when you think that a lot of these teams that are coming, they're WTC teams, so those are the lists that they've been practicing a lot. So in their local metas, those lists will be played a lot in their local metas as well. And every event that they go to, I imagine, will be seeing something similar to that in the build-up to the WTC. So I would say that all these players that are playing these lists, unless they do terribly at the weekend, but might be rocking these for the foreseeable future until WTC is over.
Yeah, and I think that's a really important snapshot. So half of the teams at the event are WTC teams. The England teams are there. One of the Welsh teams is there. And so it's probably a pretty decent reflection of that competitive end of the tournament scene. And then there's just some jokers rocking up like we are that aren't any WTC teams. And a few other character teams in there, in and amongst us. But there's definitely the business end of the game represented at the tournament. In terms of the diversity, so I'll just got the Circle stats in front of me. So Circle are the most popular team.
Again,
7 players out of 40. That seems fine.
Yeah.
So out of 14 lists, the top casters were Wormwood, 4 players, and Chromac, 4 players. So again, it's not as if everyone is taking caster X and caster Y. You know, there's still that diversity across the factions. Trollbroods. In fact, there's a few, isn't there? Let's have a little look. Oh, Legion with 5 casters next. Sorry, 5 players. So 10 lists, 4 of which are Lilith 4. Then you've got Vale and Krissa with 2 players each. So there's a peak and then a long tail, I think, of casters being represented. It's certainly not just there's 14 circle players and there's 3 casters represented.
Yeah.
And certainly if we think back to sort of late Mark II, early Mark III, that was definitely when you looked at big events.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah.
You know, that's definitely what you used to see, wasn't it? There'd be, there'd be faction X, and you'd have 4 casters that made up 90% of the played casters, and then there'd just be a random smattering of the odd caster here and there. So I think that diversity is definitely there in terms of caster selection and choices being represented.
Yeah, well, that's why I asked, because I obviously did the spreadsheet as soon as I was asked, but who's our team captain, Jamie, or who's the captain? It's definitely not me, because I'm a pain in the arse.
Captain Rogers.
Captain Rogers. I obviously, as soon as Captain Intelligence Officer working for the Russians asked me to do it, I did it within seconds. But I found that, like, looking at the lists, it did feel a little bit different from doing that when I've done, I know this isn't WTC, but when I've, because do you remember, Brett? Do you remember the first ever WTC we did, and this became like a thing? We were like, we're gonna have to do these spreadsheets and like look at every list and analyze all these, and that, like, we obviously were playing when that just came in as a concept. But you would get to a list, you'd be like, yeah, I know what that is. Just tell me the caster. Yeah, fine, and I will now tell you the rest of the list just by you telling me the caster. I know there is some similarities in these lists, but it was pleasing to see a little bit of diversity amongst the different casters.
It's massive, exactly like you said there. Normally you'd be able to look through that and go, yeah, good, bad, or ugly. But going through that for our spreadsheet, I literally had to build a lot of lists and a lot of different factions to try and work out what on earth's going on. So it's just stuff you wouldn't normally see, for the last 10 years maybe. So
well, that's good.
It's fresh, nice, fresh selection of stuff. Definitely.
I think any event like this that publishes lists beforehand, but if you go into a team and you genuinely have to pause for thought when you see caster and then list build, that's a reflection of a game in a good place.
Yep, definitely.
There were times, weren't there, when you'd open a list and it'd be like Legion, Lilith 2, and you're like, okay. Like I don't need to look any further. I already know whether that's favourable, even, or disadvantaged. And then you move down to the next one, don't you? Like, oh, all right, Butcher 3. I don't need to look anything further. I know that because you've done so many of them already. Like, oh, well, the last team had a Butcher 3, the last team had a Lilith 2. There was a Haley 3 in there. I know my Haley 3 matchup is this. Boom, 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 boom.
You can't make that assumption anymore. Yeah. You will fall foul of that if you make that assumption that this list is going to play exactly the same as the last one. Because that's just not true. Yeah.
Should we get into it then? Should we get through some lists, and people in the chat let us know what you think to the lists that the guys are talking about, and also feel free to let us know what list jumped out for you and you found interesting, and I'll put that to the guys and they can chat about it and the like. So who wants to start? Brett, who's the most prepared out of you two?
Probably Brett.
Gav, it'll be you because you're obviously not working at the moment, are you?
I am working.
Oh, have you been working? Oh, they're still on the train still running. Oh, okay, sorry.
He spent the day designing his picket sign.
Yeah, I bet he was. Are you going to
making sure he's got some rotten eggs ready?
I've been dealing with some serious stuff today, actually. I can't go into it. Yeah. I have. Been busy. Been busy today.
Have you?
I'll tell you later.
What happened? No, come on. Something on the track. Kids on the track.
Stuff happened. Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Can you? No, listen. Just on this for a second. No, listen. Do they do like bring a friend to work day sort of thing?
Yeah, but
can I come?
Yeah,
you've got to be a friend for
exactly. That's.
I walked into that.
You did walk into that one, mate. Sorry.
That's like posted on Martin Jenkins' Facebook page. Just walking into it. I'll be kind.
You did walk into that. So yeah, I've got a list here.
Joking, well.
So my list.
Well, are you starting at the top with Seventh Bridge?
No.
Oh, come on. There's got to be some sort of order to this process.
Oh, God,
yeah, make
honestly.
it easy for me. No, start where you want. Don't listen to him. He just likes order. This is all right.
I know he does. There's
do you want to start at the top? How many lists have you got each?
I've got 3.
Brett, how many have you got?
More.
Right. Okay.
I've been very fair. I picked out someone from each team to
Really?
celebrate
But you're
their
best to pick my list,
ingenuity
the
and
innovator.
creativity.
I've picked out the list that I thought look amazing. That's what I've done. So I've chosen 3.
I've spread my love, whereas Gav's just gone straight in there.
Right.
It's like narrowed it down. He's got a
Well,
particular type.
If there was another Scorn player, then I could have talked for a lot longer, but no.
All right. Well, I think we're going to start with Brett then, and start with Seventh Bridge, and then Gav. Where's your first pick of these guys?
Mammoths.
Oh God, they're all the way down.
Jesus, that's halfway down, Gav.
Okay, let's have a look. And the other one is.
No, fine. We'll start with a Mammoth.
Oh no, I've got Seventh Bridge.
Oh,
I'm lying.
beautiful.
Right, go on. Who you got?
I'm lying. Right. So.
I should say exactly the same as me. He's trying to make himself look good now.
Yeah.
When I say who I've picked, he's going to go, I had that one too.
Yeah. So I've gone for Martin the Welsh Jenkins.
Oh man, I knew you'd do this.
Why?
That's what I've got.
Have you? Really?
Genuinely.
Oh, okay. So
well, that's good. That's nice.
I absolutely love his Boulder 2 list.
Oh, it's all right. We've gone for different lists. That's
That's
fine.
fine then. Yes. Oh, he's going to get all the love, isn't he? He's going to absolutely love this.
After what he's done to me on Facebook as well.
Well, that's probably why we're doing this.
This is just a setup.
Yeah, well, here's a pat on the back, Martin. You keep it up.
Well, he's got 2 monkeys in a barrel on a cloud 9, hasn't he?
No, they're not monkeys. They're not monkeys. They're the Waldraths. Now they look a little bit like a gorilla, but yeah. So in his list, he's got Boulder 2.
I've got the list up.
Oh, Bill, that's good.
But no, read it out actually, because I'm putting it on Spotify.
Okay. Well, yeah, because people listen as well. Yeah.
I think more. I think more people listen than YouTube. Yeah.
The watch weird. Nobody wants to look at you.
Yeah, I wonder why that is. Can't work it out.
So we've got Wald Weird. It's got 3 black-clad Stone Shapers, a black-clad Wayfarer, Chuck Dogwood, Tubbin, Sentry Stones, Shifting Stones with Keeper, Shifting Stones, and a Celestial Fulcrum. So that is 2 amazing Gargantuans and a caster that keeps them alive, and loads of stuff that makes them do stuff better. So yeah, I really like that.
Double Waldrath, eh?
Double Waldrath.
There's the man that also likes running double Gargantuan.
Yeah. But I don't have a wall and +3 armor on a spell. That's amazing.
God, if you had 2 interactions to do every turn, Gav, you'd clock even faster.
No, but they're the same model. It's not quite the same as it. Same spell, same model. It's fine.
How good are the Waldraths at the moment?
They're all right.
Even after their price reduction in the dynamic update.
Yep, so they are 31 points.
31 points.
31 points. Can't be targeted by spells. Really important right about now. So, yeah. Lots of debuffing spells to try and crack, the...
Oh, yeah, they have that as an 8 ability, don't they?
Yeah. So they can't be targeted by spells. Really nice. And then there's a lot of healing and stuff in this list. Fury management, just massive buffs for them. So, and he's got some nice contesting pieces too. So, yeah, I think that's really fun. That's the kind of list I'd play if I played Circle. Definitely.
Yeah, I can see
you pick out the more subtle bits in it.
Yeah, so
it's like an exam now. I love the fact Brett's turned this into like a little exam. He's going to be like, so okay, well done. So you've got the baseline points there.
So basically, Gav's like just opened seventh bridge and picked a random one and just gone with this one.
Wow.
Let's see whether he's actually looked at the list.
I actually went through and found all the ones with 2 Colossals and Gargantuans. Actually, that's what I did.
It's like the simplest.
Is that all your top list?
Spoilers. Spoilers, the next one. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Boulder 2. Obviously, so the Waldrath's Animus is quite cool, and he's got loads of magic attacks in this list. So they all benefit from the Waldrath's Animus. That's quite nice. Celestial Falcon obviously can keep them true as well. The Shifting Stones, the Fury management's not a problem with the Waldraths as well. So what's your hot take then, Brett?
And how did he do? I
think it just looks shiny.
He's just made stuff up. What's got a magical attack?
What do you mean?
Sentry
Even like a spell or actual magical weapon?
A spell.
A spell. So the caster's got 2.
Well, he's not casting any, is he? Because he's busy putting up
he comes in for
his
assassination
and his +3 armor.
His crevasse is just going to remove from play everything.
And then the Waldraths die because they ain't got +3 armor.
This is assassination turn, isn't it? That's it. So you've got Stone Shapers have got a spell.
Does Sentry Stones have a magic spray still?
It's not a spell though.
It's not a spell, no. It's magic attack. Oh no, is it magical? I don't think it is magical. No. The Black Lad, obviously, he's got what's
Hunter's
the tag?
Mark.
supplies. That's it.
Go on, Brett. What's the deeper tech?
It doesn't die. But deep, really deep.
It doesn't die. I mean, if we're going on this spell assassination run you've just engineered there,
it's definitely legit tech, that.
So you've got a fulcrum that's got crit stationary on the spray, so that's pretty nice.
Not a spell.
Pretty nice with Tubbin, who's got tuned up battle engine.
Big tubbers.
You can also repair as well.
That spray will be pretty effective in terms of all boosted hit damage, etc. The fulcrum will help manage the fury because it's a fury bank itself. So there is some nice things in there.
Yeah. So the wall draft guns are really good because they stay in play, don't they? So they're massive 5-inch pie plates that stay in play and cause 10 points. They're power 10. So that's some good infantry control as well.
Yeah. Combined with that crevasse you never cast in, you're in business.
Clutch game. A clutch game. It's the best spell in the game.
So I mean, I agree that's an okay list that Martin's pulled together, but by no means is it his second list. His second list. Now we're talking Kruger 2. So there's a good start point. Yeah,
Kruger
but
2's boring. Honestly.
Gallows and TK are not boring.
They are for your opponent. Can't put this here. Well, I mean, you could do, but it's not going to be there in a minute.
Throw in Megalith for some more Gallows and TK. 2 Walled Wardens for even more Gallows and TK. Double Walled Weird for a bit of shooting. Bit of support through the Stone Shapers, Wayfarer, Chuck Dogwood, Mannequins again. And then double Fulcrum.
Okay, that's a bit cheeky.
Double Celestial Fulcrum. Shall I tell you the last time I saw that? Never.
Yeah, just never.
Never. Do you know what I really like about that? There's a sort of a genuine effort there to build a pseudo gunline control list in Circle, which aren't particularly well known for their guns. But that could genuinely sit there. It's got its own anti-range protection through Kruger and Windstorm, but it could genuinely sit at the far side of the board and do some pretty serious damage over a number of turns through those fulcrums, through the Walled Weirds. And the combinations of just Kruger's feet, the TKs, occasionally just scarpling out a heavy with a couple of TKs, Gallows, etc. I think that looks an absolute blast to play.
I've had a realization. What if Martin just accidentally built that list and didn't think of that? You've now just given him all that tech. That's terrible.
Well, it's pretty likely.
Oh, hang on, I've just got a message from Martin Jenkins. Oh, cheers, mate. I never thought about
that.
Yeah. Joker. Yeah. Are the Sentry Stones any good at the moment? Are they all right? Have they not changed a great deal?
They've not changed a great deal. Like the Hellmouth, they've got a contesting piece that can just keep throwing models into a zone, right?
Just keeps coming back. Does enough work to be relevant. Those sprays are still pretty decent. But contesting stroke scoring piece that can just operate independently out towards the flanks.
What does Chuck Dog Toucher do?
Puppet Master.
Anyone who's called Chuck touches dogs, I'm sorry.
So Puppet Master, that's pretty nice.
Oh, right, nice. Yeah, there's a lot of Puppet Master around, isn't there? Thanks for that. Matt just said thanks for the help, Brett. You weren't joking.
So Puppet Master's pretty nice, particularly in that Kruger list. So, some of those clutch TKs or Gallows. Yeah. Puppet Master on one of the Fulcrums to try and go for that reroll stationary effect. That'd also be pretty nice. He has Vet Leader Construct model.
Oh, that'll be it then.
So all your guns there get up to a really nice, decent level in terms of their rat. In terms of the Walled Weirds and the Fulcrums. The Fulcrums then also give Blackclads a buff to hit. Yeah. So Kruger effectively operates a sort of a magic ability 8 as opposed to 7.
Great.
Cool. So, looks good. I'm glad you picked Martin.
I think that looks...
Looking forward to seeing him. No, I love Martin. He's awesome. Looking forward to catching up with him.
Love it. That's a great list.
Cool. What else did you... Oh, so that That was the Seventh Bridge. You didn't have another from Seventh Bridge. Brett, what have you picked from the Bulldog boys?
So Bulldogs. I have picked out Jacob, and I've gone for his list 2, his Tanith list.
Tanith. Makes me think of Gaunt's Ghost.
I was surprised.
So Gaunt's Ghost.
Yeah, I thought that as well.
Someone says Tanith. I'm like, oh, breaks your heart.
I was surprised to see Tanith, which is nice. Seeing Battle Box casters.
No, I see. I'm not surprised. So I think generically it's got merits, and as a tech piece, it's actually really strong into certain things. I won't say what in case Jacob's listening. I don't want to give him ideas either.
Yeah, Dan's like, Brett, 2 out of 2 choosing circle list. Is this just a circle show off? You best move out of circle in a second, here.
Probably.
Hang on. No, it's all right.
This better not be a circle jerk. Do you like that? No? Okay. Go on then. What else you got?
So the list, Tanith, Brenos the Elderhorn. There's a model you don't see very often.
Where do they get these names?
The old wise goat.
Oh, Brenos. I remember him. Yeah, he's the goat man with the staff thing.
Go with the stick, yeah.
A Gorax. It's not even that often you see Goraxes anymore. They've been sort of superseded by the Feral a little bit. Yeah. Loki. There's a fun Wart Wolf. Bit of drag on a gun. Prowl as its bond with Tanith, so that's nice. Wayfarer, a Misspeaker, so magical weapons, eyeless sight. Chuck Dogwood's in there again. Hermit's in there. Got Kruger Zero for his little clouds and his +2 strength spell with a Waldweird. Couple of Primal Archons. So I'll congratulate Jacob. Primal Archons in circle. Huge advocate.
That gets your approval.
Yeah.
That gets a sticker.
He's got a River Raider in there. Then he's got Una the Falconer with the Storm Raptor.
I tell you what, you can tell I didn't do a very good job of that spreadsheet earlier.
Well, I tell you what this list does, Paul, so you can change your numbers in your spreadsheet.
Yeah, mate. This is part of why I thought this would be a good idea.
So it kills your caster. Spoilers.
Spoilers. It's probably got a pretty good chance of killing your caster.
Yeah.
Go on, break it down. Well, we don't have to go into the mega deets, but what's the deal?
Well, so you've got a Storm Raptor that is going to be ignoring clouds and forests when drawing LOS and intervening models. So there's a pretty good start, considering its gun. You've got a Misspeaker that will probably be affecting either the Raptor or Tanith themselves. Bit of eyeless sight, just there. So bypasses the stealth issue, stuff like that. Chuck Dogwood, Puppet Master. Tanith on her gun has got Shadowbind, and her gun is a 4-inch AoE. And then I can't remember the exact rule name, but it ignores cover and concealment.
Yep.
So there's
from below or something.
So basically, the only thing that the Storm Raptor doesn't ignore is cover, but can effectively ignore that if Tanith shoots your caster first.
Yep.
Or shoot something in front of you that the AoE touches.
Exactly, within the AoE.
Like,
exactly.
You're behind the wall, but I'll just shoot my guy in the back of the head.
Yeah. And then with her feet, she's got Affliction, so she could drop the defense by another 2 on the target that she's trying to hit. So she's got some pretty nice buffs in and around there. She's got Dark Power for that additional dice on magic attacks. So there's a pretty decent spell assassination that she can pull off. And if that doesn't quite work, the list is backed by a decent number of guns as well that will come from different angles. It's going to be difficult to hide effectively from that list.
Does Kruger the Stormseer, has he got a little bit he can chuck into the mix as well?
He's got 2 shots that he could throw in there.
Cool.
He's got everything. He has. He's got everything.
He's got the world.
So I think that looks super cool. I played Tanith against one of our locals the other day. Not along these exact lines, I think I'd taken a few more of the minion shooting models. So I've got Des and Gubbin in there and things like to really ramp that up. But yeah, super cool. Looks a load of fun. Could be the sort of list that you accidentally die to. Top of 2.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Now Paul's changed his rankings.
Not how I correct my rankings again. Nah, that looks complicated. It'll be fine. Okay, cool, great. Gav, what have you got any in lines, Gav, to keep this? No. Yeah.
Lions.
Have you...
No one wants to hear about Lions. Honestly, they're like the favourites to win it, aren't they? So no, nothing for me.
Fine, Brett, you got someone from Lions?
Yeah.
Go on, what you got?
Andy Garrard, KF3.
You picked nice Circle again. I'm out of here.
No,
What's the matter with Circle? Is that what we're doing?
No, I've not gone for Andy. Actually, I've not gone for Andy.
Just
go. I've actually picked out Chris with his Retribution.
Retitibouton. Valkyr.
And gone for Falseer was my little hot take from this team. Really nice list, I think. So herself is a bit of a monster. There's some sort of pseudo defensive tech in there with Discordia. You've got some nice control and some ranged output with the 2 Manticores that have been put in there. Triple mechanic. Then you've got Alara and 2 Gorgons. So again, some really nice board control in terms of their guns and what they do. And with their reposition rule following, hitting with their shot, they'll be able to just sort of dance in and out and really control the board really nicely and effectively. We've got a Jack Marshalled Griffin that's on an Artificer, a couple of units of Arcanis, and then a Trident in there as well. So you've got a threat extender off the Trident, got a threat extender on Falseer herself in terms of getting her into combat. If she gets there, she's going to hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
And all the time you're working in and around her, triggering her very Grimkin-like feat ability to just suddenly, rinse a few things. So there's a really nice range presence that could probably do a decent degree of damage under the feet and cycling the prey-like bounty around. And she's got a very strong natural threat.
Yeah. She doesn't die, does she either?
She can't be pushed, knocked down, outrageous defensive stats.
Yeah.
What do the Gorgons do? Just generally.
Oh, well, go on. Let me look up the specific rule on it.
Well, you don't have to go too well. And that the Trident's the battle engine, yeah?
It is the battle engine, so it's still got a slipstream-esque.
Oh, -2 speed. Someone's just said in the chat. I missed something in the chat as well. Sorry. Gimli, son of Glowing. I was ready with my pen and paper there, Brett, listening for the tech, but that was a while ago, so I'm not quite sure who that is. So I apologise. Whoever that was, who is it? Who are you? Oh, people say -2 speed.
-2 speed, yeah.
Spray that slows you. Spray slow down on hit. Spray 8. Oh, it was Jacob. Hi, Jacob. Funny.
But she's got speed of death as an upkeep spell, so the Gorgon can advance, pop that spray out on a heavy stroke, colossal, a high value piece, and then it can basically drop back out of threat range. But the threat range is obviously at -2 speed, so immediately you're in with a good chance of getting out of there. And it can't be shaken, so it is locked on there.
Cool, that seems good. Is she popular caster?
I'll see it.
One to prep for.
Strong, very strong.
Very strong. Oh, new as well. So I've got new shiny. So obviously people don't quite know what to expect from it, so it's a good one to take. And also it's a cool one.
And one of Falseer's bounties is Snare, so you could actually drop -4 speed onto a model. And when they advance, obviously she can put another bounty out. So then you can basically just keep that miserable speed debuff going for most of the game. And like I say, the two things can't be shaken. So you could have a Kato heavy that's going nowhere.
Yeah, it seems pretty good. Hey, that'd be nice. Anything that stops the Kadar heavy going anywhere. Oh, and when she shoots something, someone's saying in the chat. Maybe that's what you just said, right? That's it. Move on to the next one, Brett. You want to go into roses?
Let's see.
Gav, is your next list in Mammoths, Gav? You're really getting downgraded for your own work here by Brett at the end of it, so I'm telling you now.
What?
You've
completely choose
a
few lists that you like the look of, right?
Well,
so
Brett,
I've chosen 3.
Brett likes to challenge his students,
and he's chosen one from every single one.
He expects more than this.
So, what we're on to roses.
Roses, yeah.
Yeah. So the one I liked in here.
Oh, your mic sounds so much nicer when you get nice and close to it like that.
Is that better?
For the ASMR. No, don't do that. The grunts. Go on.
So yeah, from England Roses, I've got Paul in the Protectorate of Manoff.
Is that Paul thingy?
Paul?
Sheard.
Paul Sheard,
okay.
Yeah.
Not the other guy that used to play years ago.
We're going to talk about his list, right?
Long hair. Really long hair. Was that Paul?
Who are you talking?
And I'm not like trying to do a joke and say me because I used to have long hair.
Well, I say that might be you.
Was it not Paul? Who's the guy that played Menoff for like a million years?
No.
Wasn't he called Paul as well?
It was called Paul.
Oh, Paul Watson.
That's it, Paul Watson.
Yeah. No, not that Paul.
They're different people. Paul Sheard and Paul Watson are different people.
Yeah, I know Paul Shears. Yeah, I know that Paul.
And Paul North is a different person as well, just so you know.
Imagine.
Right.
We'll go for our toes, get everybody mixed up.
Can I carry on?
Yeah, all right.
All right. Cheers.
Sorry, Gav. I know you're itching to get back to work.
I'm itching to not get back to work. So Harvey, obviously love seeing Harvey. Spent many a year getting
absolutely rinsed by her. So, but this is a really unusual take, and I know the solos aren't, but there's no masses of infantry, and having to take the initiatives of the wall, and still they've taken them and spent the points on them. So maybe they must be good, but they're heavy spam as well. So I just don't understand why he's taken Tristram with the Indictor. I don't get that. I'm sure someone will be able to help me out. Does Tristram have an armor spell? Maybe. I think he maybe has one. So that might help. But I'm sure it's battle group only.
Cheers, Dan was up in the chat, Paul Watson. What you liking about this? What you liking about this guy? You like this list because Harbinger used to beat you all the time, and it doesn't look like a list that used to smash. Yeah.
Harvey's back, right? And I've got a caster with mortality with me, so I just want to play Harvey.
I like this list because I think I do quite well into it.
So Paul, if we could just play Harvey versus Mogul 2, that'd be great. If you won't mind, that'd be lovely. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So yeah,
it's a terrible idea. She can't be blinded.
Yeah, but I can kill stuff. I've never been able to kill stuff against Harvey. So obviously, I'm used to seeing against Harvey So when you used to play with Paul, you'd like the Vengers and the Errants and all that kind of stuff, like infantry that put in your way, and you just would never die. So this seems to be more selective. Yeah, this is more selective, obviously, with its models. Obviously, the Kicky monks, or the Allegiant of the Order of the Fist, or what we call them. They're a nightmare to kill, but.
Yeah, I remember, are they still similar vibe?
But they can be blind.
Really high def.
What's that? Sorry, what?
They're solos that are like really high def that stay on objectives.
Yeah, so super high def, super high def. And then you've got the what is it? The Champions of the Order of the Wall. Are they the ones on the horses?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, they're super tough guys as well, but they can be blind as well. Just saying.
So this is the blind cast with Gav. So I'm now going to go through every model and see if we can be blinded.
The Menite Archon can't. That's a shame. But yeah, so seeing Harvey,
she disappeared a bit. I've not seen many men off. Full stop.
Not a lot of men off.
Them around.
So yeah, seeing Harvey back was a surprise.
What do you make of this Brett? Was it the one you picked? Was it?
No, I actually went for Zill as my choice out of these guys.
I would have done if I knew what any of it did.
Well, I've gone for Zill with Infernals, but the list I like is his Menoth list.
All right.
So Fiora 3.
Yeah.
So Insight Caster. Paul, you'll know that's a good caster choice.
It's a good spell.
It's a good spell, Insight. Very good spell.
What's the command though?
9 maybe.
Right.
It's not 12.
It's not 12.
It's not 12.
But she is on a horse, so.
Harvey's is 12.
Well, she hasn't got insight, so it doesn't matter.
It's a good job.
So yeah, Fiora 3, Devout, Judicator, Hierophant. Got Eilish in there. Great Princess Regna Gravnoy.
Wow, I love the
to see her on
names.
table.
I love the names.
I've been trying to source that model and I've had no success whatsoever.
I've seen an amazing conversion. Someone's literally taken.
I think I might be looking at a conversion. Who's done a conversion?
Well, it was like a plastic doll, and they like sellotaped a machine gun to her hand.
Oh Jesus! Here we go.
It was so good.
Here we go.
It was such a good.
Says the man that used to play toy dinosaurs.
You used to play with toy dinosaurs, like legit rock up at the club with a
it had green stuff on it.
Dinosaur.
That toy dinosaur as that blooming turtle.
Jesus.
Oh my word.
The Siege Animantrax model is appalling. My version of it was much better.
It was literally.
What
She's
type
Command
of
9, by the way.
was it?
It was a Triceratops. Yeah.
Triceratops. Triceratops.
I thought we were testing you again. Then I thought that was part of the exam. It's like bonus round just to salvage yourself.
Yeah.
What type of dinosaur? But you were just asking. And she's Command 9, by the way, which is still all right for Insight.
It's all right.
Well, it's all right in this list, I think, because of what else is in there. So Hermit's then in there. You've got Sevi-Zero for a little bit of Iamenoth. He's got a Reckoner and a Redeemer. So when you start mapping this out, there's a decent degree of shooting with that Judicator, Reckoner, Redeemer. So you've got the capacity to basically move Fiora forward, Insight, and then just shoot things that are under the Insight. So then you're getting +3 attack and damage from Eye and Insight. That's
nice.
All right.
That's a nice combo.
It could be +5 damage depending on where Hermit is stood. So it could be +3 to hit, +5 damage. That's a decent swing on a bit of ranged output on a caster that's not a ranged oriented caster per se.
So isn't this just better in Menoth? I don't understand why. Literally, so in there, the only thing I can see, so there's the Umbral Guardian. Okay, that's a good shield guard. And there's the Howlers. So I mean, they're shooting, aren't they?
So they've also got guns. So that obviously that idea of an Insight gun line works really well with the Howlers. But then they power up the Jacks.
Oh, do they?
So it's one of the theme benefits. So
okay.
Again, it just means that things like your Redeemer, your Reckoner get that bonus focus without the caster investment.
Nice.
The same on the Judicator. So again, you're getting a fully loaded Judicator for minimal caster investment. And because of the cost of Insight, that's probably pretty clutch.
Yep. Sounds really good.
And then so the list on Conflict Chamber, it's only at 69 points, and I think what's missing is the new book. So the Covenant of Menoth.
Yeah.
But the Covenant of Menoth has got a special ability that allows it to place a friendly faction model within 3 of itself.
Yep.
So
is it?
So the interaction is that Fiora goes forward, casts Insight. Everything shoots the world. Then the Covenant activates and basically flips her back to safety.
Nice.
And so unlike Veil 1 that goes forward, casts Insight, and then prays that she doesn't die, it means that Fiora can get back out of there and back into safety. So you've got a really nice yo-yo caster, casting Insight, getting some real value and work out of Insight. With what will be at that point some really great gun options, and how do you get past all that in terms of trying to get in there and engage? Well, you've got to engage a gun line, but if you're engaging a gun line that's got a Judicator in it and a Reckoner and the Howlers and everything else, you're gonna be losing a lot of stuff. So yeah, looks a super cool list. Really nice to see Infernals being played. Really nice to see Protectorate being played within that theme. Again, I really think that's a really nice take on the list build.
Nice. Someone just confirmed in the chat as well. CJC 007 can confirm that's correct. With regards to the book, the book not being on the list. Everything you said plus the book not being on the list because it's not on Conflict Chamber. Great. Seems a fun list. Like the look of it. Nice to see some Menoth. Miss my Menoth days.
Well,
that seems like
Menoth.
better than Menoth, to be honest. With the
Oh well, sorry, I guess it's not Menoth, is it? It's
like corrupted Menoth.
Infernals, but yeah, not wrong with a bit of corrupted Menoth. Mammoths, Gav, what you got in Mammoths? I remember you saying.
So yeah, I've got
else
Mammoths.
got.
Yeah, I've got Mammoths. So I've got Matt with his Grimkin, and surprisingly, it's the.
Gav, just keep your mic at the same distance you were before, mate, because the closer and the further he's giving me two different versions of you, and they're both wonderful. But
I'm trying to read my phone at the same time. I'll tell you what, I'll put it in front of myself.
You're gonna have to adapt. Do you know what I mean? These are the sort of conditions you're gonna have to start working in. Sorry to keep bringing.
I feel like I'm being constrained, Paul.
You need to leave the union then.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's no option.
We'll stop talking about the strikes.
Okay, so I've got Grimkin, Bump in the Night. So his child list has got 2 slaughterhouses in it. That's it. That's all I need to know.
Done sold.
Good night.
So good. So good. I mean, firstly, why call one model the same as pretty much some other models that are nothing like a big house? I don't know why they've done that. But yeah, the actual slaughterhouse model's amazing. Absolutely fantastic.
It's a hilarious model. It's literally the maddest model I've ever seen.
It's so good. And I love the rules on it. It's just brilliant. Like the front door. I mean, it's got a front door that attacks. Right, and it's magical front door. Love it. And it's got two branches. So it's got pull, the lantern, sort of draws people in as well. Heals itself. It's got difficult terrain. So I love that model so much. And the child is probably my favourite Grimkin caster. So I think it just goes really well with those 2 models. But then there's still loads of stuff in the list. So Cask Imps, Grave Ghouls, Isaiah, I can't pronounce his name, the Dread Harvester, the guy on the horsey with the pumpkin head. Lord Longfellow, everyone hates him. So then 2 Max Dreadrots, which obviously the Dread Harvester supports. Madcaps, Maldyman, and Maldyman. So he's still got
They're
all
the monkey.
stuff.
They're the monkey boys.
They're the monkey boys, yeah. That's so good. But the list's still got loads of just like rounded out stuff. So 2 massive houses stomping across your table. But then, all the comedy boys as well. 2 max units of Warmasters. So yeah, it seems like a pretty rounded list, even though it's got 2 massive models in it that are really cool.
Are they quite difficult to do with the slaughterhouses?
Slaughterhouses or the slaughterhouses? Which ones?
What are they? What?
The pigs with pole cleavers or the house? With the front door.
That's what you meant by them naming the set. Yeah, that is absolutely ridiculous. Why have they done that?
I don't know.
Well, you know what I'm on about, the big
The
lads.
pigs with long sticks.
Yeah.
No,
the pigs with long sticks are good now. Real cheap. Good in Scorn. Spoilers.
No, you both know what I'm talking about.
The big houses, mate. Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah,
I like them.
They've been quite. They've been quite difficult to get hands on, haven't they?
Yeah, I think there's some production problems, maybe. But
you have to order them from. I think who was I chatting to about it?
P Direct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've played them. Andy McBurney played a double slaughterhouse list against me, but I did that classic thing that you do when you're playing against something you've never seen before. I was just like, right, I better just kill it. I don't know what it does, but so I top 2'd it.
Nice.
So I still don't really know what they do, but
damn it, Brett. Thanks, Dan. Dan says they're black anchor, so only available direct from PP. Thank you, mate.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
So child has abuse, so +2 speed and +2 strength, right? So they go to power strength 21, speed 7 with 2-inch melee. They can pull stuff around as well off that huge base. Is really, really good for scenario as well. Obviously model placement, all that sort of stuff, just affecting people's lists and lines. So power strength 21 is decent. If you can get it off, the child's arcana is that basically gains an extra fury. So it goes to fury 6. So it's a fury 6 gargantuan with power strength 21.
It's a bit cheeky.
And pull and reach and all that sort of stuff. So it can do a lot of work.
That'd be pretty good with that sacrifice arcana as well.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, I really like them.
Dreadrots are quite good value at the moment, aren't they? There's just kind of like they're in the way. They're going to hit you. They got tough.
Yeah, they got tough. Yeah,
tough, but I feel like
they've got rise though, no knockdown. I think no. Yeah.
And they got gang now. Something give it gang.
Yeah, I think got the gang as well with the dude.
Cool.
So,
Did you pick that list?
I would like the list.
I I did not. No, I've got in my notes that the Mammoths look the most fun-looking team. I think just across the board, there's some honourable mentions across that team. So on top of the list I'm going to look at, I had honourable mention to Matt and his child list, the same as Gav. I had honourable mention to Mark and his Lilith 4. I actually think that's pretty interesting in terms of what he's gone with there. I think it was double Ravagore and then double Angel. But I think
one on Ark and one on Thagros.
Yeah. Which I think is pretty interesting. I think she can play actually a really interesting game that doesn't necessarily revolve around shooting. And the Angels lend themselves a little bit to that.
Yeah.
I know, Paul, you've got a Carnivian in your list. Something similar. Mortality is still just really good.
Just a good spell.
Yeah,
just a good spell.
It's good with guns, but it's also good with armor-piercing attacks, for example.
Yeah.
But the list I picked out was Josh. He's got his Crix. And Denegra 2 was the list that I thought particularly caught my attention. So Denegra 2.
I was tempted by it. I was tempted.
Right?
I was tempted by that.
Yeah.
But it didn't have 2 Gargantuan.
Erebus with a Shadow Combine. Aekios with Kiribus. You got Dara Wrath in there. Eilish Garrity. Necrotex. Asphyxious 0 with a Toro. And then some Mechanthrals with attached shield guards. I mean, brute thralls. But I just think, first of all, she's got a great spell list. In terms of that spell list. So Breath Stealer for a bit of control, -2 speed. Curse of Shadows, classic, -2 armor. You've got Hellmouth, nice little pseudo threat extender, RFP, good infantry clearer. Shadow Step, so grants Shadowbind, and then a feat, D3+3 models, gaining corporeal for a round. So you've got some
good feat.
You've got some pretty fast jacks in there that are going to be going a long way. You've got some pretty hard to kill jacks in there if you don't happen to have brought sufficient magical attacks. Looks super cool. I think it's just really nice to sort of see her coming back and being on the board. I think she suffered a little bit, didn't she, through the transition Mark 2 to Mark 3 because of the change to the feat. And so just really nice to see her coming back, I think. And I think Josh has pulled together there, again, what looks like being just a really nice list in terms of posing a load of problems for your opponent in terms of, where can I safely position? What do I do when they do feat? How do I actually cope with that feat? Do I really want Deathjack stood in front of my army, being incorporeal?
Can she feat on Asphyxious, the Sanctified, or whatever his name is? It's Sanctified, yeah.
Friendly non-warcaster faction models.
So he doesn't count as a warcaster, does he?
Doesn't count as a warcaster, so that's all right, isn't it?
Seems okay.
So he'd be pretty good.
He does some work.
Yeah. So what do you do about Deathjack, Erebus, Asphyxious, all stood in front of your army?
Wish, pray and wish that you had those 2 slaughterhouses, or the giant circle ones as well. All got magic attacks. They've been fine. Is it the plastic doll? It's the plastic doll, isn't it?
Have you put it in the chat?
Yeah. It's brilliant. I'd approve it. So he put on the UK tournament organisers chat saying, "Would you guys approve this?" I was like, "Yeah, definitely, 100%." Yep. Would definitely approve it.
I could be interested. Could be interested.
I am muted. Sorry.
You're not?
No, I was then.
Well,
Just to cut my audio down, I'd had it muted.
Oh, okay.
So sorry, everybody. That was Dan's Princess Gun Barbie that he made for Dave Ricketts, which is absolutely hilarious. Right. Team Owlface. What you got, Brett? And Gav, if you've got one of these, then shout. But I think you've only got one left. And I'm guessing it's one of our lists.
It's got double gargantuan in.
There is one
of his own.
Mammoth's most fun-looking team is what I said. Owlface, spiciest looking team, I reckon, overall. I think they've got some great list options across the team as a whole. Little shout out to Rob and his Malakov list. Really like the look of that. But the one I went for was Simon with his Kador. A Vlad 1, Vlad 2 combo. For that, rolling back the years.
Nice.
So Vlad 1, Devastator.
Simply Red. That's a good pun. Rolling back the years. Simply Red.
And it's Kador as well. Even better.
That's two puns.
Devastator.
Brett's not impressed.
Yeah, Brett's just...
He's
Brett
not having
could
it.
not give two shits about any puns. He's just like, yeah, thanks for unmuting your microphone, Paul.
The thing is, he's used to students interrupting with crap like that.
On with the show.
Yeah. Just ignore all the cranks in the background. We've got business to attend to.
That was good. Wasn't that good?
It was good, mate.
Simply
It was
Red.
good.
Kador. Do you get it, Brett?
I'm used to just throwing out little quips that only some of the audience get. You don't have to highlight it. Like, it's there for people to find.
Bloody hell, all right, Dave Chappelle.
It's not slapstick comedy we're running. We're running a very sophisticated, highbrow ship here.
There's nothing
we forgot to say we're the UK's #1 podcast.
No, I started up trolling you.
Yeah, you forgot the best bit.
Oh, right, carry on, Brett. Come on,
carry on. Sorry, Brett.
How far did I get? Nowhere, did I?
He was going about rolling back the years.
Rolling back the years with Simply Red. Devastator. We've got Kratikov with a Rager. Covenant Joe. When was the last time you saw him?
The last team event we went to.
WTC about 4 years.
Grim, which I think is a really nice model for Kador. Widowmaker Marksman. A couple of artillery captains. Commandos. Widowmaker Scouts. And double gun carriage.
Ooh. Oof. Oh, do you know what? I didn't even notice that.
Me and you are going to need some serious supervision in this team, mate.
I would have so been all over that.
And I thought I was surprised
I would
when
have
you
been
didn't miss that one, Gav.
Yeah,
Double gun carriage in there.
Sorry, can I put my name to that one now?
What is it you like about that one, Gav?
It's got 2 gun carriages in it.
That looks really nice. But I liked both these lists. So then Vlad 2, Kodiak Ruin, you got Alexia 3, Forge Seer, Cauldron Lord, Butcher. What Butcher are we up to? 4. The Riot Quest Butcher, Archon, a couple of units of Doom Reavers, Outriders, and Tactical Arcanist Corps.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. Don't see them very often.
Vlad 1, Vlad 2, all the shoulder pads on display.
Nice.
Just again, super cool to see them. I know we've got a returning player in our meta that's super excited to play some Vlad 1 again. He had this really nice period, didn't he, where he was just quite literally shooting everyone off.
Yeah.
You're on about Jim or Kador? Jim had a
Kador and Vlad.
Yeah.
Really great to see him back. It's really nice to just see how the list has evolved a little bit to reflect some of the newer releases and available models. Super cool.
Right, next up, this bunch of absolute chuckle brothers. Flail.
Has-beens.
Bunch of has-beens, yeah. Bunch of absolute has-beens.
Bunch of absolute degenerates.
Yeah.
Including a Russian spy.
And Jim, who's literally not played since last October or whatever it was.
And he's not done the spreadsheet yet.
Has he still not done it?
Well, no, I mean, I did it earlier and I didn't see Jim's column filled. I mean, when I did it the other week.
When you did it the other week, yeah. Okay.
Listen, I'm bloody busy.
I think Jim must be busy.
He's not busy. He's just bopping at home.
I think he's just messaged Jamie and just put favourable, all of them.
Just put favourable, just like big balls it.
That's just the way he rolls, though, isn't it? He just rocks up and then smashes people. That's how Jim does it.
Yeah. While being sick under a table. Right, who have you picked? Brett, if you pick yourself, I'm skipping it and we're not going to look at the list.
I didn't pick anyone on this team.
What?
There's
God.
nothing in this team that inspired me whatsoever.
That's appalling.
What about this Lilith 4 list here?
I can't believe you've not chosen one of our own.
Is it the one I wrote or the one I wrote?
It's the one you wrote of a week when we were playing together.
So I've chosen.
Go on
one.
then, Gav. Who have you picked?
I've chosen one. I've actually chosen Brett.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I'm skipping it.
Yeah.
No, why?
What?
You pick Brett.
Oh, actually,
Because-
I picked Gav.
Because,
Oh, this is... I'm muting again. I'm off.
yeah, you're off here. Nice. Yeah, we'll just have a.
Thanks for everybody for watching today.
Oh, come on.
The circle jerk has evolved. Scorner in there.
It's because I had a very, very, very small part in writing one of these lists.
Oh, he's just done it to troll. It's a reverse troll.
Yeah, that is it.
It's a reverse troll.
Literally.
He's actually going to claim he's wrote one of your lists.
If there was another Scorn player, I would have talked about them, right? But I can't really just talk about my own list. I would have done, but so I'm going to talk about the one I helped write a very, very small amount of.
So I've been whinging about.
I'm
Throg.
fascinated to find out which bit of this list he wrote.
He put a frog in.
Like,
I was just going to
literally,
say, you have it right.
I must have talked to Brett about Throgs for probably six or 7 years, maybe. But now they're good. Now they're good, right? So those years of belligerent pestering, he's finally put them
Finally paid off. Brett, is
Yeah.
this true? Have you only put that in the list because Gav pestered you?
in. Yep. And there's two of them. Definitely. So now we talked about Karchev before, about how you can
Don't
play
give away any tech here, because there's people out talking about their own lists. Apparently, this is what I've been reading in the chat.
Yeah, but it's already been said on another cast.
Go on then, go for it.
No.
But yeah, well, it's got double Throg. There you go. That's why I like it.
Shall I tell you why it's got double thrall?
Because you finally gave in. That's why.
It's because I played against Jamie Cook Rogers, who's got double thrall, and I thought these are pretty good.
Well, he must listen
No,
to me.
it's Jamie.
Maybe he listens
It's
to me
actually
then.
because of Jamie.
But nothing to do with you.
Oh, whatever.
It's because they're half the points they used to be.
I'm sure I can find a text message. There's going to be evidence. I'll find it.
I'm sure you will. I think I actually started playing double thrall before you did. So
No,
in
don't
actual
start
fact-
having a
Yeah,
frog off.
no, it's
No,
true. I only
no,
had
I'm
one.
stepping
I
in.
was proxying the other one. I
No.
was proxying. Yeah.
We're not having a frog off.
I'm genuinely surprised there's not more thralls across the whole thing, to be perfectly honest.
Yep, I genuinely agree about that. So they stopped so many things, including Mogul 2. It's pretty sad.
Right, come on, team inverted.
I did some maths earlier on, so I can't remember who it was that's playing Butcher 3, but Butcher 3, and so I was trying to work out how quickly, whether he dies before I die, if he's casting Flashing Blade.
Yeah. That's Mogul 2's problem as well. It's like 2d3 damage every time I spend one. Seems pretty bad. Yeah.
Oh, it's
So, yeah,
Gabriel from Team Inverted. Butcher
Well,
3.
that's got the Butcher 3.
Yeah.
Well, Gabriel, you don't want to play me. I'll just throw that out there.
You just kill yourself.
You don't
I
want to
think
play
Butcher
me.
3 might die before he kills anyone.
Funny. Was that your last list, Gav? I can't believe you used one of your list opportunities to troll Brett, but that is.
I like trolling Brett.
Yeah,
so
no, that is fun.
It wasn't wasted.
No, I do appreciate that. Brett doesn't.
It wasn't really much of a list rundown either, was it? It was basically.
It was because I moved it on because I could sense you getting.
There's some
tense
thralls
about
in the list, and I said Brett should take them.
Yeah, that's it.
it. Is that literally?
From his own mouth.
it.
So that's it.
That is actually
admission.
okay.
I'll take that as admission.
You contributed 6 points to my list. I mean, you basically may as well trademark it, Gav.
I literally just kept saying Thrall gear. I mean, so that's it.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
worked.
No, you've done well there. You've done
Thanks,
really
mate.
well there, Gav.
Thanks, yeah.
What's just for the benefit of the cast and the listeners? What advice would you like to give for my future self in 7 years on what I should be taking? What's your next level tech that's 7 years early?
Slaughterhouses.
7.
A semi-detached.
It's a
Flat. They'll have a flat. A semi-detached list. That's what it should be called.
There's
That's
two
what
of
that
them,
list
there's
should be
70
called. Isn't it? That's what that list should be called. Semi-detached. What you rocking? Grimkin semi-detached.
Semi-detached.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Or a bungalow. If you won this, a bungalow.
All you need for a good internet list is a good name.
Yeah, that's it. I'm taking that. Semi-detached.
I'll be hashtagged everywhere now.
So your future self, 7 years time, you should just be playing Scorn, mate. That's it. There you go.
Oh, you've been saying that for 7 years.
Oh yeah, just play Scorn.
That ain't gonna happen.
Right, team inverted. Come on.
So we've got these guys round 1. So
have we?
The rounds have been. What do you
I knew that. I knew that.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Mate, I have a Monday to Friday. I work.
Do you?
Yeah. I don't know about you lot.
You run a company, right?
Yeah.
Right.
What's that little cough there?
I've got a thing in my throat.
Have you? Okay.
It's called bile.
It's called bile. Okay. No, I saw that Simply Red we've been listening to. Horrendous artist. Right. Team inverted. Brett, what we got?
Have they not got any list with double huge base, Gav? No.
No, I looked. Sounds dull, to be honest.
Were you disappointed?
Yeah, I was, to be honest, quite disappointed. Yeah.
So I picked out Leon with his Protectorate of Menoth. And he's got Krios 3 in Warriors of the Old Faith. So Horse Krios. And the thing I love about this is just the spectacle on the board. Max Vengers, Max Flamebringers.
Wow. It's a lot of cav.
It's going to be like Custer's Last Stand as that runs across the board at you.
It's a Grand National.
So yeah, just really nice in terms of seeing models across the board there that we've not seen in a little while.
Yeah.
And again, like I used to love Vengers.
Oh mate, do you remember Vengers were the best? Do you remember that list we wrote? Do you remember that list we wrote for that one of the WTCs?
Was that the
Harbinger list that I had with Avengers?
And you choose them as a
Avengers
wall.
to the middle of the board with
God,
Harbinger
it was so
behind
funny because we were talking about loads of it before the WTC tryouts and stuff. We were like, yeah, it's like did I have double Vengers? Maybe I did.
I think so.
Okay, when you just literally ran them and just put them in the middle of the board.
Yeah.
Unless it was in Mark 2, so it was a different beast, but it was hilarious. Just block out a zone and Harvey would just be like, no, don't die.
Nothing dies.
Never die.
But yeah, and like he supports them really nicely, doesn't he? So Arcane Ward, if you want to buff some of those. Crevasse, Gav, for that clutch assassination, you'd like that.
That's all he looks
for. But Ignite, so +2 attack damage rolls. Again, really nice. Purification effectively as a feat, and then he can put out all his upkeeps again. So you've got that capacity to cycle them between the Vengers. I just think as an image
on the table,
he's got
that look really cool.
Krios, Gravis, and then what's that? And 18 other horses.
Wow. Isn't it sad though that all that cavalry gets out threatened by like a squid, for instance, or
Oh god, could you imagine that squid? That squid probably eats the whole unit.
Yeah, or like a pig with mechanical legs. These things out threaten galloping horses.
Oh god, don't change the upbeat nature of this cast. We're excited
I'm all for cav.
I'm all for the cav. 20 cav on
Gav,
the board.
Gav, you've ruined it.
Sorry. All right.
Leon's probably super excited to put it on the board, and now what you're saying is that Jamie's just going to eat all his cav with one squid.
Probably, yeah.
Do you know what, Gav? You've really put a dark turn on the end of this cast.
I'm sorry. I just like squids. What can I say?
Unlucky Ninjas, evening gents. Josh here. Hope you're all well. Look forward to seeing you on Sunday. You too, mate. Looking forward
nice
to
one.
it.
Thanks,
Josh.
See you Sunday, Josh.
Denegro Josh. Is that who we were shouting out his list, didn't we?
Denegro Josh, which was. There we go. Denegro Josh. Thanks for joining us, pal. Good old Krios. We've given Krios a little shout out there because the models look nice on the table. All the horses, although Gav has really destroyed everybody's hopes and dreams.
It's not me. It's the speed meta. Meta of speed has destroyed them.
What it could do. Cool. That was all your list as well, Gav, that you wanted to go through.
Yeah, unless you want to speak about 3 hours about my own. We can move on.
I'll spend a couple of seconds. Let's have a look now.
No.
Gav.
Oh, here we go.
Right, Reshef, this list.
I bet you haven't even looked at it.
No, I'll break these lists down for you, right?
Right, okay, cool.
Big lad on a seat. Don't worry about it. He's never going to play it. He's just going to play Morgul. Okay?
It's not true. It's not true.
So he's not going to play this list. Don't worry about it. He's just going to try and assassinate you with this guy and he's probably going to hit turn 2, and it's going to take him 35 minutes to work it out. But to be fair to him, there's a 60% chance he'll do it. So,
Spoilers.
Watch out.
Okay.
There you go.
Cheers,
That's
Paul.
your list. Do you want me to jump into anything specific? Oh, these beast handlers here. I was telling you to take them when I first started playing.
You did, mate. You did.
7 years ago.
Yeah, I do remember
And
that.
I remember saying take them as a minimum unit, not a maximum, because
Not max, because it's a waste. Yeah, especially if you've only got 2 beasts. Yeah.
I think I helped write this list as well. That Tyrant Commander edition, that was my suggestion.
It was a suggestion you made.
It was a suggestion.
My suggestion.
There were several suggestions
It was
you made.
one
Brett,
of
yeah.
them.
Well, there was, yeah, because the Shamans were also my suggestion.
Oh, they're not. That's bad. That's naughty.
Gav, are you actually going to play your other list just so people have to like think about it?
Yeah, of course I am. Of course, I wouldn't turn to an event on one list. It's just rude, isn't it? That's just rude.
Well, there's only one way to
Super.
find this out, isn't it? Gav, have you got any Pharaoh Brigands?
Yeah, I got 20.
No, have you?
Have you?
What about a Razorback crew? Do you even know what they look like?
Yeah, 1 second.
They're literally just
sorry.
here.
1 second while I Google it.
I'm painting them. They're literally.
Oh, he's painting them. Oh, you are taking it seriously. No, sorry.
Look, they're literally being painted. Look, there you go. So
Right.
yeah, they'll be fully painted for the weekend. So yeah,
Well done, mate.
Well,
Looking forward
it's
to it.
legit. It's legit. It's one list in Rasheth.
Right, me and you will be there
Maybe
on
not.
the Saturday. We're playing games on the Saturday, aren't we?
We are indeed.
And hopefully, if I can speak to the organising team, I'm going to bring all the kit down and I'm going to set up some streams. Hopefully. So we'll stream some games, meet some people. Look forward to seeing people if you're there. It's going to be fun. Love a team event. Best type of Warmachine event you can get is a team event.
yeah,
It's absolutely
yeah,
great.
They are the best.
It's just so much better. I enjoy them so much.
I used to
Such
love
a
those
good
ETCs at Maelstrom.
Oh, mate,
And
they
then
were
Alan, yeah.
absolutely amazing. And I can't wait to hang out with you lot and Jim. It's going to be amazing to get Jim
Get Jim back.
at an event.
I
Just
think in the thing I'm looking forward to is I think this might be one of the first times we've legitimately pulled together a flail team. No, genuinely.
I think it
Yeah.
might be right.
Because I think whenever there's been a team event previously, we've had players sort of spread across the different WTC teams.
Yeah.
And
The last,
so
when was the last time we actually played together? I think it was at ETC where we got to the finals against the Germans. Do you remember?
But I mean, that's going back. I mean, that was at Maelstrom, was it? Or, no, that was
No,
Manchester,
it was
wasn't
at
That was
Element.
Element.
UKIP headquarters when it was owned by that guy, the Stockport spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the Element. So that ETC I remember really well actually because I won more games than Brett did. And I was my last
the way
round. I was playing against Martin.
I think it was the same event he recommended Thralls.
It was, yeah. So Martin of Welsh fame, and we were playing against him, and I says, "Look, Martin, as team captain, we will throw this entire round if you let me win, because that means I've won more
Wow,
games in
that
fact."
is.
And it didn't. Well, we didn't do it.
I was going to say, you lost.
So yeah,
Crikey, on that bombshell, I don't know whether it'd be a good
was
thing to
good.
let you into
it
flail.
was a good
Gav.
event. It was a good event, that, yeah.
Yeah, it was great. We should more team events, please.
Yeah.
I'm super pleased these guys are doing it. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it a lot. Cool. Anything else for anything else? I ain't got anything else on my list. We've been through all the teams. We'll have another show coming out, I guess, within a week.
Yeah, so obviously
Maybe
we're at the event of the weekend, so
we're
we'll just have to.
we're at the event, but we'll do some recording and maybe get some games going next week to count. There's a team event in September at Firestorm, says Dan. Great.
Nice. That's kind.
Well, it depends on when September. My September's a bit wild, but yeah. Great. Cool. Thanks everyone for watching. You guys got anything else? You're good for me to close up shop?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just looking forward to seeing people on Sunday.
Yeah, should be exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Cool. Thanks everyone in the chat. Sorry I had to turn my microphone off for a little bit. Thanks for giving me a heads up about that. Thanks for sticking with us and chatting to us in the chat. Please like and subscribe. All that jazz. Any feedback on the cast is super appreciated. There's a bunch of people that have been reaching out to us, helping us for all sorts of different things, from getting the SEO traffic right to just general tips and chat. So all feedback is super welcome on everything that we're doing. Thanks for getting involved, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.